Okay, good afternoon, Melbourne. It's Chris Dreszig from Blue Sign Technology Switzerland speaking. I would like to thank you for the invitation to have a speech at the Leaders of the Pack. And first of all, may I introduce our company shortly? Blue Sign Technologies HG was founded in the year 2000, emerged of an industrial project. We developed and introduced a systemic approach based on input stream management in the textile and related industries. More than 400 system partners globally use our system to reduce environmental impact coming from chemistry. In 2008, SGS took over shares and it's now the main shareholder of our company. Our headquarters is located in Switzerland. We have offices in Germany, US, South Korea, Taiwan, China, and Hong Kong. Our mission is to reduce the environmental impact of the entire textile value chain and shift towards a sustainable production of products with textile character. Our mission is implementing this systematic approach based on input stream management with the goal eliminating substances posing risk to people and the environment from the beginning, responsible use of resources, safety for people and the environment. Today, I'm happy to speak about responsible chemicals management and what is the challenge for the textile industry out of it. In a world getting short of resources and having increasing problems with pollution and global warming, questions arise why this happened and what the industry is doing to improve it. We expect that in future, end consumer would like to know much more about how the products were produced, and brands have to give a life cycle analysis to show the total impact of their products to the world. But besides CO2 output in the manufacturing level, it's also extremely important what happened with toxic chemicals used for the production of the products and whether they are released to the nature. Therefore, just the LCA analysis and CO2 footprint calculations will be not enough. Brands also have to explain what kind of chemistry they are used and what they did to manage the risk out of this chemistry. The society is more and more informed, and a new media spread the bad news around the world in seconds. NGOs take well care about the thoughts of the end consumers, and here, as we can see, as example, the Greenpeace detox campaign, which run globally to show that brands using manufacture, they use chemical and destroy the nature. This detox campaign forced brands to undersign a statement to detox their supply chain until 2020. So it's a head of pressure to the brands, and they are looking now for solutions. As a reaction of this development, requirement of laws and regulation increase. Examples show that this happens around the world and not only in so-called developed countries. We see here as example the REACH chemical law of Europe, which was introduced in the year 2002 to control all the chemicals used in the industry. Therefore, companies had to register their chemistry which they are using to manufacturing the products. They were evaluated by the organization ECHA, and they were authorized to use, and some of the lists are banned, and this list is called the SVHC list, substances of very high concern. Another proposal, another example is the California Proposition 65, which was actually introduced in the year 1986 to increase awareness and to reduce toxic substances with the effects of cancer and birth defects to save drinking water and land. In the last couple of years, there were even more awareness, and they spoke about reducing toxic air emissions during manufacturing as well. Another example is the new China Environmental Protection Law, which gives clear guidelines to the industry to reduce the environmental impact in China. Now, another challenge for the industry is that there's a huge lack of information within the supply chain, so that it's hard for the industry to control and manage these chemical impacts. The reason, therefore, is that chemical suppliers spend millions on R&D, spending millions on holding patents, and they, of course, don't like to disclose everything what they use in their products. Therefore, textile manufacturer and related manufacturer very often don't know exactly what kind of chemistry they are handling in their company and what is the risk for the workers, for the environment, and for the end consumers out of their products. In the end, brands are selling products which they have not a clue what kind of chemistry were used, and therefore what will be the risk selling these products to end consumers. Very often brands are sourcing through sourcing companies or converter trading houses, and they don't even know the manufacturer where the products were produced. Therefore, the industry tried to overcome these challenges in creating solutions. I tried here to give you a short overview about different approaches on solutions which are available on the market. First of all, we all knew the management system according ISO 14000. The approach is to support companies for their organization and processes due to a standardized procedure. The focus is how a product is produced, but not in particular what is the impact out of this production. The benefit for company is that they get a guideline which works in several companies how to organize and organization and how to do the organization of processes to get the company's improvement in terms of environmental affairs. Another solution appeared on the market in terms of eco-labels. As an example, Ecotex Standard 100, or there are many other eco-labels. The approach of these eco-labels are end-sample testing. Now, this approach of end-sample testing, it's focused on consumer safety only, because on the final product I can't see what happened during the production and what was the impact to the environment or to the workers. It is an information on consumer safety regarding the tested substances, but it don't give information whether there are no toxic substances are used during the production at all. Further on, eco-labels try now to combine labels, like we see in an example step. They try to cover with one label different areas like environment or CSR areas. The approach is here more to check existing labels in a company rather than to implement new labels or new processes. It is a focus on general CSR issues and gives an overview of the achieved labels. Another solution we know are standards like the GOTS standard. It's a combination of chemical testing, factory checks, and end-sample testing. It focuses on products made of organic fiber, and therefore also a lot of chemistries are not allowed to use during the production of these organic fibers. The benefit is the check of the chemicals and information on environment, occupational health and consumer safety issues for the production mills. A new and very curious idea is a blue sign system. The approach is input stream management through the entire value chain through a holistic system. The focus is completely on chemicals management, and the benefit is risk assessment of inputs, factories and products, a positive list of chemical products and advices to use them, risk minimization on factories and products, resource productivity, and continuous improvement and traceability. Now, if you have a deeper look into chemicals management, one has to understand that the analysis of just hazard of the chemistry, it's not enough. We actually have to know the risk coming from the chemistry, and a very simple formula shows that risk means hazard multiplied by exposure. To do chemicals management, there must be a risk assessment of the chemical products. One has to understand that chemical products used in a dye house or finishing company, they are not single chemical substances which you could evaluate on CAS number. These dyestuffs auxiliaries are mixtures of many different kinds of chemical substances. Therefore, it is necessary to get this information from the chemical supplier who produced this kind of commercial available chemical product. So we need, beside kind and amount of the chemical substances in the mixture, also the ecological and toxicological properties of this mixture to do a risk assessment. With this information, it is possible to do a hazard assessment based on these chemical substances in the mixture, and then an exposure assessment to see how these chemical products are used and where are the risks regarding workplaces, air emission, water emission, soil contamination, and last but not least, the end consumer product. Within the blue sign system, we do this chemical assessment through the blue sign blue tool assessment software, where we can do worst case scenario calculation and risk assessment of chemical mixtures. We do a rating then of the chemicals in blue, grey and black. This rating gives us the possibility to provide information to the manufacturing level and also to the brand level, even if they don't have any knowledge about chemistry in deep and what are the impacts of the chemistry to the environment. It works like a traffic light, which is red, orange and green, and our green means blue. It shows that the use of this chemistry, there will be no risk expected from the use of the chemistry and also for the final product and for the environment. Black means we will have problems in using this chemistry either for the workplace, the environment, or for the final product. Therefore, we leave out this kind of chemistry of our system. Unfortunately, the world is not only white and black, or in our blue sign system, blue and black. There are chemistry which is needed to reach certain color, certain effect, certain performance. If you would rate all this chemistry black, it would be not possible for a brain to produce any product anymore. Therefore, we have the gray rating to show that this chemistry behind the chemical product is critical, but it can be used with the right advices and it can be managed the risk to the workers, environment, and end consumer product. With this initial rating of the chemical, we try to phase out toxic chemical right from the beginning. We don't let them enter to the value chain of textiles. If a manufacturer produces now with the blue chemistry or gray chemistry and following the right instructions, he will produce a safe product and will reduce the impact to the environment and to the working places dramatically. In the end, brand can sell a product produced with this chemistry where they know that the impact to the environment was reduced to a maximum and the safety for the end consumer is at a maximum. The blue sign system is based on clear criteria and on a so-called BSSL blue sign system substance list, which is RSL, restricted substance list, where we monitor more than 900 chemical substances in the fields of resource productivity, consumer safety, water emission, air emission, occupational health. It is possible for the industry to manage all these chemical substances and these 10,000 of commercially available chemical products coming from chemical supplier. We have created web-based application where we have the blue tool, which I introduced already as risk assessment tool. We have the blue finder. This is a growing positive list of more than 4,500 commercially available chemical products. It is a chemical sourcing tool as a basis for chemicals management for the textile and related industry. Then we have the Blue Sign Blue Guide. This is a sourcing instrument for sustainable textile accessories and trims, where we show companies which produce under the Blue Sign system and all their approved accessory trims and textiles, so that brands, converters, trading houses can have access to responsible acting manufacturers and safe products. To get the system run, we involve the parties of chemical supplier, manufacturer and brands as system partner. So they become a part of the system, and Blue Sign Technologies is acting as a third party to evaluate chemicals, to evaluate factory sites and products, and to evaluate end consumer products for the brands in order to approve them, to make sure that the right chemicals are used, that the impact was managed, and the product is safe for end consumers. These responsible acting companies, they can be found with the sign of Blue Sign System Partner. They are also underwrite for continuous improving the environmental performance and focus on sustainable manufacturing, not only on a good end product. In the end, chemical companies, manufacturers, or even brands could label their products which fulfill the requirements of the Blue Sign system. We see here a reference list of system partner. All this chemical supplier, for instance, support the Blue Sign system, and there are more than 70 chemical companies around the world. Not only the big 5 chemical companies like Huntsman, Aroma, Dystar, CHD, BASF, also small, medium-sized chemical companies with very specialized products are within our system. Also companies from Asia like Korea, Taiwan, Japan, China join this system. We have more than 350 textile mills using this system in order to implement the chemicals management based on input stream management and producing their products under the criteria of the Blue Sign system. Beside well-known textile company, we can find also accessory companies which are well-known in the world market. But beside big companies, there are also small, medium-sized companies who use this system to manage their chemical input. Last but not least, brands benefit on this Blue Sign system, and using this system to get more traceability on the production, on the chemicals used for the products, in order to protect end consumer and sell safe product for the end consumers. We started in the outerwear industry for historical reason, because we were a spin-off of an outerwear company and had relation to this industry. But there was also another reason behind. These outerwear brands, like we heard Patagonia before, were very much concerned about environmental impact, because their end consumer, they are very much concerned because they like to do their hobbies in the nature and ask already decades ago, what will happen with the nature when you produce all this kind of products? After introduced the system to the outerwear industry, where we can say today it's the standard in the outerwear industry, we introduced the system to the sportswear industry, to the fashion industry, and home textile industry. This selection of companies just show that the industry is actually caring about what happened with the environment and try to find solutions. It is now on the industry to tell this to the end consumer, what the industry is doing in order to protect the image of our industry and give good products to the end consumer. Because sustainability is not an option. Sustainability will be the future. Thank you very much.